Hello, my name is Rachel Kelter, and I'm the school counselor at Century Academy. Today, we're going to be talking about a parent's guide to success and how to monitor your students' progress at Century Academy. At Century Academy, we do not use Q to enter grades, assignments, and attendance on a daily basis like the traditional sites. In this presentation, I will focus on how to monitor your students' grades and progress. I will provide a separate presentation that covers how to monitor your students' attendance at Century Academy. All grades and assignments are in Apex, the online curriculum used at Century Academy. Final grades for each semester will go into Q, where they are posted on the official transcript. Parents can monitor their students' assigned work, progress, and grades by reviewing the assignment sheet, checklists, Apex Coach Report email, and regular emails from the advisory teacher. We will go into much more detail on each of these tools. This slide illustrates the 4 must-know tools for parents to monitor their students' progress at Century Academy. Number 1 is the assignment sheets. When students meet with their advisory teacher, the teacher will provide them with an assignment sheet which lists all of their assignments in all of the classes for the upcoming week. Number 2 is the checklist. For every class in Apex, there is a checklist which lists all of the assignments week by week for that class all semester long. Number 3 is the Apex Coach Report email. Every Sunday night, Apex will send an email to the parent which provides information regarding your students' grades and time spent in Apex. Finally, the advisory teacher emails the parent regularly to update them on their students' progress, any missing work, and any concerns that they may have. Now let's look at the assignment sheets a little closer. In the top left, next to the number 1 is the date that the advisory teacher meets with the student. The number 2 is the date that all of the assignments are due the following week. Below, the teachers will list all of the assignments that the student needs to do in each class. You will see with the number 3 that the teachers will also highlight any missing assignments that the student did not complete from the previous week. It's critical that the student focus on these assignments first. Zeros will go into the gradebook for missing work. However, students can still earn full credit for these missing assignments if they are turned in by their next meeting. If the student does not complete the missing assignments by the following week, then the 0 will stay in the gradebook, and the student should move on to stay on pace with the rest of their assignments. For the hybrid classes, the teacher will remind the student on the assignment sheet when that class meets. Now let's take a closer look at the checklist. The checklists are critical in keeping your student paced and on track to complete all of their assignments by the end of the semester. By the number 1, you will see the assignments that a student needs to complete for week 1 in this class. The teacher may write 1.1.1 to 1.1.4 on the assignment sheet, or they may write complete week 1 assignments, and the student would know that they need to complete 1.1.1 to 1.1.4. By the number 2, you will see that each of the assignments provide an estimated amount of time that it takes the average student to complete the assignment. Some students may work quicker and some work slower, but this is a good guide as to how long it will take the student to complete the assignment. In general, teachers assign about 5 hours of work in each class per week, which is similar to the hour a day a student spends in a class at the traditional sites. At the top left, next to the number 3, you will see a guide which lets the student know how and where they will turn in each assignment, whether it is directly in Apex, their Google folder, or through Turnitin. This slide provides a closer look at the checklist and the key. The key lets students know where they will be submitting each assignment. A good tip is for the student to cross off the assignment once they have submitted it to the proper location. Some students forget to submit their work, so this is a helpful step to make sure they get credit for the work they've completed. In this slide, we will be taking a look at the Coach Report email that is sent to parents on Sunday night. This email will list the Apex classes and the student's grade to date. Please ignore the green stoplight, as that is a pacing feature that we don't actually use at Century. You'll see a red arrow pointing to the detailed report at the top. By clicking on the detailed report, you will find a wealth of information regarding how your student is spending time in their APEX classes. When you click on the detailed report, you will see a screen like this where you will be provided with detailed information for each class. Near the number 1, you will see that this is the student's health class. You can click on the caret next to the health class and select all of the different classes the student is in and get a detailed report on how your student is spending their time in each class. The number 2 is a key that shows you how your student is spending their time. The light green shows the time that the student is doing assessments like quizzes and tests, while the dark green shows the time that the student is spending in instruction, reading the textbook, and doing the assignments. The gray shows time that the student is idle in the curriculum. They may have opened up the textbook, but then went to the restroom, got something to eat, or opened another tab and just started doing something else. They aren't being active, whether reading or taking assessments. If we take a closer look at what this student did during the week, we can see that they did not log into their health class at all on Sunday and Monday. They logged in on Tuesday for 25 minutes, but it was essentially idle the whole time. They logged in for less than 1 minute on Wednesday, nothing on Thursday, and for about 1 hour and 31 minutes on Friday, with some time in instruction and some time in assessment. Hopefully, for this student, they completed all of their health assignments for the week. We typically would expect to see the student spending a little more time in the class than this, but if they are completing all of the work and earning passing grades, then that's okay. When you toggle between classes as a parent, I would hope to see that my student is logging into their classes and doing work every day of the school week. For the high school students, we would want to see that they are spending about 5 hours a day in their APEX classes. This may be in 1 to 2 classes per day, or they may choose to spend a little less time in each class, but do work in all of their classes every day. As long as a student is completing all of their work and earning passing grades, we don't get too worried about how much time they are spending exactly. When a student is struggling to complete all of their work and they are earning poor grades, this tool can provide a lot of information that can help explain why the student might be struggling. At the bottom right, you will see the number 3. In this area, you can see what activities the student completed, the grades earned, and the time spent on the activity. You can see that this student earned a 75% and spent about 38 minutes on the test. On this slide, please note the red arrow pointing to the calendar. You can click on the calendar and it will open up the whole month, which allows you to look at the time your student spends in each class during the previous weeks. You can click on the double arrow and look at any of the previous weeks. For this student, you can see that they did the majority of their health assignments on Tuesday and Wednesday of that week. Hopefully, this was enough time to finish all of their assignments. When you look at the bottom of the page, you can see that they earned an 80%, 40%, and a 70% on the quizzes they took. This email that is sent out is a live link, so you can look at previous weeks as well as the current week moving forward as well. This slide also points out the activities at the bottom of the page that the student has completed. These assignments correspond with the student's checklist. You can also notice how much time is spent on the assignments. If a student is spending very little time and earning low grades, you can gather that they are not spending enough time reading the questions and thoughtfully responding. Here's a picture of a detailed report of a student's math class. This is an excellent example of a student that is spending a good amount of time every day of the week reading the textbook and taking quizzes. This is especially important in a math, science, or language class where concepts build on each other. By working in the material every day, the student is giving themselves time to ask for help if needed. as opposed to the student that leaves a subject to the last day and tries to cram a week's worth of work in one day. To review, parents should not look in CUE for daily updates on assignments, grades, or attendance. Rather, at Century Academy, parents should look at the weekly assignment sheets, which indicate what assignments the student has for the upcoming week and any late assignments that the student didn't complete from the previous week. On the far right, the checklist for each class details all of the assignments that the student has for the whole semester and guides the students in regards to where to submit the assignment and how long it should take them to complete the assignment. In the center of the computer screen is a picture of the coach report that parents are sent on Sunday nights. These coach reports provide detailed information regarding your students' grades, assignments completed, as well as how much time they are spending and what days they are working on those subjects. Again, as a reminder, please ignore the green stoplight, as we don't use that feature. It's better to focus on the grades and the email that you get from the advisory teacher as well. So as a reminder, in addition to all these things, the advisory teacher does send either a weekly email or every other week that lets parents know how your student is doing, any concerns that they have, and any updates. And at Century Academy, since students are at home more than they are at school with us, we definitely feel that a collaborative approach between the student, teacher, and parent works best. Thank you so much for listening to this short video on how to support your student. Again, if you have any questions, we're here to help support your student. The advisory teacher is definitely a great first person to reach out to in terms of help with your student. Or I'm also here to help support your student as a school counselor. All right, thanks so much.